Hello there, Cancer. Thank you so much for stopping by for your weekly tarot video forecast for the week of June 17th through the 23rd. This is a general reading, meaning not everything I see here will apply to every single Cancer who watches this video. For more information, you may want to check your rising sign or your moon sign. And if you have some specific questions that you would like to get answers to or clarity around certain situations in your life, you may want to consider a private reading with me. And for that, you can check my website, which is www.amista.info. Once you're there, then you can find my contact information, get a hold of me, and we can get you scheduled in pretty quickly. But for right now, let's just see what cards you have coming up for the week. These are going to be major themes of the week. All right, so Cancers, first thing that I'm looking at talks to me about your environment. Your environment is any place where you have energy or effort invested. Typically, it comes up as home, but I have seen it show up as work, school, etc., etc. So it looks to me like there's something going on in your environment that has you feeling a little bit like not very hopeful about something. I don't know if you have a lease running out and you're not very hopeful about continuing the lease there, or if there's some kind of repairs or maintenance that has to happen in your environment and you're not sure how you're going to pull that off, or if you have a new neighbor that you're not getting along with. I'm not sure exactly what's happening here, but I do see that you're not very hopeful about things getting better at the moment. Sorry to see that, Cancers. The next thing that I have coming up talks to me about your subconscious leanings. And I think in your subconscious, you're really starting to feel like you need to think things through more than you had before on, you need to think things through more than you have before, especially in some kind of particular situation in your life. And it looks like there's been some decisions or a decision that you made that had a lot of chain reactions that were not what you wanted. And so now you're trying to think through, how am I going to get to the bottom of this and fix everything? And also, how am I going to make sure that I think things through more the next time before I do something like this again? All right, so next thing that I'm looking at for you, Cancers, talks to me about learning style and also communication style. Learning style seems to be pretty laid back this week. I don't see really anything super intense going on as far as learning. I think that what you are learning, you're learning through doing things that you enjoy and through recreation or relaxation. Next thing that I'm looking at talks to me about communication style. I do think that your communication is not near as laid back as your learning style. Your communication is fiery, very enthusiastic. The things that you're talking about are things that you're very excited about whenever we look at your communication style this week. Now, next thing I'm looking at talks to me about work. And work is, for me, two things. It is that way that we make a living, but it's also those things that we do to improve our own character for ourselves. So when I'm looking at work, it looks like there's somebody at work that you may be interacting with this week. For a lot of you, I'm feeling like this is not a long interaction with this person. So for those of you that applies, you're lucky. This is somebody that you're interacting with who really does not shoot straight from the hip. They don't give you the honest truth. And it makes it really hard for you to be able to figure out what it is they actually need or want, because they're not actually telling you what's really going on. This is somebody who can really ask you to jump through a lot of hoops and really is never satisfied, always wanting more and more and more. So this is, this is a pill. This is not somebody that's fun to work with. It's hard to see what the goal line actually ever is with this person. Okay, so that's what I have showing up for you guys at work, that you're interacting with somebody like that. And then as far as inner work, I'm feeling like this week your inner work really is to stay grounded and to keep yourself in a nice, stable, grounded place. So that's your focus as far as inner work and character work this week. The next thing that we're looking at talks to me about that part of your personality that's being grown or expanded as you go through the week. What we have here talks to me about your self-esteem, and it tells me that you are feeling actually self-confident, and you are recognizing the things that you bring to the table, whether it's in relationship, whether it's at a work situation, whatever. You are feeling pretty good about yourself. You're very comfortable in your own skin, and you know that what you have to offer is fine and is plenty. Now, the next thing that I have coming up talks to me about those things that you stand for. Okay, so it looks like there's something that you've done, and this kind of ties back to thinking things through, your subconscious leaning about thinking things through and making sure that you don't do something without thinking it through first again. But it looks like there's been a situation that has come up where you have done something in the past already that was, I think it's seen as irresponsible, at least by people outside of yourself. Maybe you're even seeing it as irresponsible the way this is coming up on the card. I wouldn't be surprised. And you're defending this. So somebody is coming at you and saying, "Why I can't believe you did that." And you're defending it or saying, "Hey, this was my situation and this was the way that it worked out." I almost get the feeling too, like, as you're defending this, like you're defending it because you did it and because you feel like you kind of have to. But at the same time, I really don't think that you're so happy with yourself about whatever this is that you did without thinking it through first. Otherwise, you wouldn't be trying on a subconscious level to prevent that from happening again. Okay? So you're defending it just because you feel like you need to defend it, not because you feel like you're so thrilled about whatever it was that you did here. Okay, and I'm not judging. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing about how you're feeling. Let's see. So, how other people perceive you as we go through this week, they see you as coming into this place of losing stress, where you might have been really stressed out about something before. They're perceiving you as not being so stressed, being a lot more laid back about it than what they would expect or what they're used to from you. I'm hearing that they're used to you being a little bit high strung about whatever this is, and you're just really have to flip the switch on this. So they're a little bit thrown by that. The next thing that we have talks about the pivotal experience as you go through this week. It's kind of interesting because it comes up as the Queen of Cups. You guys are a cup sign. So whenever I see this, this just tells me that you are really doing your thing the way it feels good to you. This really ties in with that part that we looked at earlier where you're growing and expanding this week. Your self-confidence is fine, your self-esteem is fine. You know what you bring to the table. You're very comfortable in your own skin. Because you're very comfortable in your own skin, you're also very comfortable doing the things that come naturally to you, being that compassionate, empathic, energetic person who is very comfortable with emotions and very comfortable not only with your own emotions, but almost like sort of like with guiding other people through their emotions too, who maybe are not as comfortable or as accustomed to being aware of their emotions. So, as you are being you, Cancers, and really, truly, fully you with no inhibitions, we've got a rebirth of something here. So this could be a rebirth of a relationship that you were in before that maybe was looking like it was done and over. Or this could be a rebirth of some kind of business idea or a rebirth of a contract. This could be, if you're a contractor, this could be signing a renewal of your contract. But there's some kind of rebirth coming in as you are being true to yourself and your true self. And then this also has to do with evening the scales, making sure that things are even. So for some of you, this is absolutely going to be about renewal of a contract where you actually get paid for your work. For others of you, this could be about a relationship. And as you're renewing this relationship, you're making sure that it's starting out on even footing. So where before, maybe if you were giving more than the other person, it may be that now you're making sure that that other person is giving as much as you. You're finding some way to make sure that happens. Okay. And then ultimately, towards the end of the week, what we see is you Cancers really have a lot of options in front of you, and you're exploring all your options, figuring out which one is going to be the best one, looking at all the what ifs. What if I did this? What if I did that? And figuring out what would be your favorite what if to work with moving forward. Okay, so that's what I have showing up for you guys for this week for major themes. I hope that you find that helpful. And if you would like a private reading, just check out my website and then contact me. Website's www.amista.info. I am looking forward to hearing from some of you. Everybody have a great week. Peace out.